Hello, everyone. Thank you. I just want to say thank you once again, for coming back to watch my videos. I thank you for the ones who have tagged my videos. I thank you for all the viewers. So many of you I really don't know, but I am so grateful. And I do believe that the ones who take the time to watch these videos, I do believe in divine connections. And so I thank you so much. If you don't need the video, maybe you know someone who needs the video. And so I just thank you because I'm on this journey to understand love, excuse me. As I decided to get back into the dating game, I did not want to just come in and bring my old self, because what I was doing at that particular time, during my dating time, it just didn't work. And so I wanted to understand, what love is, what love truly is. What did God say about love? Because love comes from God. The type of love that we've had over the years have been I'm just going to speak for me. The love that I have had has been the type of love that you fall in and you fall out. And so I'm saying, the issue is falling, and so I don't want to fall in and out of love. I want to, be in love. I want to, understand what love really is. I want to be able to have someone in my life who love me and love God, and understand that that we're gonna have our issues, and that we're all growing together, and that's what it is about. And understand, being able to say that I'm sorry, and never going to bed angry, and being able to to open up your Pandora's box and put your stuff on the table and say, this is where I am. I watch people, over the years, who's been married for a long time, and you wonder how in the world did they manage that, because they loved each other. And then when I talk to them, the people that, that I've talked to over the years who have been married for 30, 40 years, and they even now I talk to people, and they tell me how long they've been married, and I'm like, okay, so tell me what did you do? Tell me what did you do to stay with them that long? And they go on to say that they began to be honest about who they were, and when they got offended, they was able to say to their partner, that you offended me, and they was able to say that I'm sorry, and that they never went to bed angry. They always talked it out, and then as they got older, they realized that they needed God in their lives to make this thing work for them. And so we're still going to continue to press our way, because we got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired of doing love like an evolving door. Like I've said before, the average relationship lasts only 90 days. Some not even that long, because we think that sex defines a relationship, but it doesn't. Your character, your integrity, morals, all those things will make up who you are. Those are the things that a relationship should be built on. Those are the things, integrity, honesty, the truth. The truth is the main thing. Excuse me. Because sooner or later, the truth is going to come out. It's just a matter of time before the truth come out. So I think that people should put everything on the table. Just put it on the table. Let me choose whether I want to deal with it or not. I should be able to tell you this is. And then one of the things that I'm learning also is that, because I'm learning myself. So when I'm in a relationship, I'm learning myself, and I do things. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that was there. And so you die daily and you grow together. That's so important. So, last week we talked about rejection. And so this week we're going to continue to talk about the pain of rejection. Rejection is a painful thing. And my friend, as she and I was talking about it, she said rejection can be so paralyzing. I said, oh my God, that is so true, because what happened is it numbs you. It numbs you, and it shut down. Rejection is so painful. It's so horrible. It shuts down your creativity. You gotta go through life. You're just going through life. Just, I talk to people all the time. I ask them, you like your job? No, it pays the rent. And so what happened is, we all have gifts and talents in us. But rejection, I was talking to a lady that worked with me, and we started talking about the little girl, healing the little girl in us. And I mean, her voice level went up so high, and she started to tell me about her experience with her parents. And, and I find that she found herself, of course, she is in her 60s and still angry, still living in that place of rejection, shut down, because she has not dealt with the spirit of rejection. Rejection is the spirit, and it's just like fear, because rejection breeds fear. And fear comes to do what? It comes to torment you. It comes to tell you that you're not worthy. It comes to tell you that you're not good enough. It comes to destroy who you are. But the Bible says that perfect love, it casts out fear. Perfect love. So understanding what is perfect love. Perfect love is found in 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter. And go read it for yourself. Being able to say, I'm sorry. Being able to say, I forgive you. Forgiveness is really for you. You forgive the other person, but forgiveness for you, so you can become whole. You can become healed in the things that you want to do. And so, we have to be able to engage our heart. Our heart, it's the heart of the matter. Engage your heart. Nothing can happen until you connect your heart. We have to be able to connect our heart. We have to be able to connect our heart to rejection. We have to be able to connect our heart to the abuse. Because what happened is, we build up this wall. We create this, I'm talking about my own experience. We build up this wall around ourselves because we don't want to feel the hurt. We don't want to feel the pain. And so we go through life protecting ourselves. And so if anything happens that trigger, anything in us, we shut down even more. I've talked to women over the years, young people who's married and they living with people that they living like roommates. And it's sad. It's sad because nobody wants to deal with the hurt. Nobody wants to deal with the rejection. And so, okay, I've been married before. And so when I found out that he was cheating, see, cheating is a form of rejection. What you say to the person that you're cheating on is that you're not good enough. I need more. That's what you're saying. But the bottom line is, it's not that the person that you're cheating on is not good enough. It's you, the person who's doing the cheating, who has the issues. What make us cheat? What make us become cheaters? My thing about cheating is, if you think, if you feel like I'm not good enough, it has nothing to do with whether they feel like you good enough. Because see, when you talk to them about the cheating, I've heard guys say some crazy stuff, and I just look at them. I'm like, you really gotta be kidding. It's like when he's cheating, he says, I love you. It had nothing to do with you. How in the world could you say it has nothing to do with me? Because remember, when you engage in sexual intercourse, you become one. That's how God designed it. He designed it really for married couples. And so he designed it that the two would become one. So when you connect with a person, just think about it. You bring that to your bed. So all the people that you sleep with, you bring them to your bed. And so when we start talking about rejection, I'm still trying to understand, because I talk to guys all the time. What make you cheat? What make you cheat on your wife? What make you cheat on the person that you with? And the stories that they tell me is like, you got to be kidding. So anyway, when we are being cheated on, we feel rejected. And so over the years, I shut down. The bottom line is I shut down in my emotions, because I couldn't understand what they was talking about. So I said, okay, if they're going to do it like that, if he's going to do it like that, then I'm not going to be a part of that, because I just didn't have the energy. I'm just being honest with you. I am the type of woman that if you my man, you my man, and I'm your woman. And nothing and nobody can get between that. That's just who I am. So that is the type of man that I need. So I realized that when we love someone, listen to what I'm saying. This is just me now. Everything you hear basically is my opinion. My opinion. Ooh, I've just bumped that. It's my opinion. I believe that when you say you love someone, then that love, it doesn't cheat. It really doesn't. Because that is a form of rejection. So when you go and you look back at 1 Corinthians 13 chapter, where it talks about what love does and what it doesn't do, then you understand. So for me, if I'm not ready for it, I'm just telling you, I might just go back into seclusion or something. But anyway, I know that God has someone for me who has the same principles that I have. That if I'm for you, I'm for you. If I'm in this relationship with you, then I'm in this relationship with you, not you and your woman and Mary and all these other people that you're dealing with, Bob, and I just don't roll like that. And so, but I know that he has this plan for my life. And he said it's a plan not to harm me, but one to prosper me and give me hope in the future. And I realized that, as I progress on this journey, I have to be able to allow my emotions to come forth and not numb them. I got to be able to deal with, the struggle that comes in relationship. Our pain, it begs us to be felt. It begs us to deal with our brokenness, our disappointment, our pain. It begs us to open up our box and pull it out. Our pain begs us to be released. Our pain begs us for healing of the little girl and the little boy in us. When I think about this new job I got, it's different from anything I ever dealt with, because See, my job always was about serving the poor and taking care of the needy and, the least among us. That's what I've always done. I've taken care of people. And most of the time, these people that I've dealt with was people who was vibrating at a different level. They was vibrating at a lower level because they wrestled with who they were because of the abuse. They wrestled with their own identity because of what their environment, how they grew up, the drugs, the alcohol, the sexual abuse, all of that stuff that break us down and cause us pain. They vibrate at that level. That's who I've served over the years. But now, I'm working in this environment where the people vibrates at a different level. They vibrate at a higher level because I serve a lot of entrepreneurs. And so if you're an entrepreneur, you got to basically live at a positive, you got to have positive energy in order for you to manifest your dreams and your desires. I meet movie stars and professional athletes every day. I encounter people who vibrates up here. I'm talking about people who what we consider as have made it. And so as I interact with them, I know. Don't get me wrong. Now I know that they have issues too. I know that, but for me, watching them and listening to them, they don't allow it to stop them. It doesn't stop them in their tracks, They deal with whatever it is that they need to deal with. They press forward through the hurt and the pain and the rejection. I watch this. I talk to them every day, because I want to know what make them tick. I've listened to people who vibrated on a lower level for years and years and years, all the hurt, all the pain, all the tears. So now I'm listening to people who have basically the same issues, but then I ask them, so how do you deal with that? And they're able to tell me how that they deal with the hurt and the pain. And so most of the people, that come through are entrepreneurs. I'm talking about professionals, people who, what we say, have made it in the game. And so I'm saying, okay, God, what are you trying to teach me? One of the things I already know that He's showing me that, yes, they got their issues like everybody else. However, they are dealing with it. They still able to move forward in their lives, because one thing they learn to do, they learn to surrender the pain. They learn to surrender the pain. They learn to allow their relationships to evolve. Most of the people that come through there are married. And I ask them, how long you been married? And they tell me, and most of the time when I see them, I see their spouse with them. Rarely do I see them without their spouse. And so that is so powerful to me, because where I was, the level that I was operating prior to going to work here, I rarely even, where your husband? I don't know. But this is a whole different environment for me. And so, when we learn to surrender our pain, I'm telling you, as each one of my pains surface, I'm learning to surrender it. I'm learning to surrender it. So my vibration of love can be lifted up. Love, see, when you can either vibrate from love or vibrate on some other crazy level. But when people encounter you, when I encounter these people, most of them, I'm pretty good intuitively. I can kind of get a feel where people coming from. Most of what I feel when I encounter these people is like, it is what, for lack of a better term, it is what it is. And when we get in relationships, when we get in these relationships, as I look at the people, how they interact with each other, how these relationships, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, what I see is them mirroring each other. So I watch them, have conversations, and the woman might start to say something and the man finishes it. I'm talking about, that's powerful to me. That means that they are connected. We start to mirror one another. You seen them, say, oh man, y'all been together a long time. He finished your sentence. And so that's very powerful, man. So we draw people to us based on the energy that we put out. Come on now. If you all crazy and, when, like some people, I have to determine what time I'm going to call them, because I don't know what type of energy that they're going to put out, and so I try to talk to people that I know might be a little negative, that need some serious healing. I try to talk to them earlier in the day so that I can basically sift through what they have said to me, so I'll be able to go to sleep at night. And so, as we face the challenges in life, as we face the hurt, the pain, the disappointment, we have to be able to deal with that rejection, and remember, when a person rejects you, when you love yourself, when you learn to appreciate you, when you learn, when they reject you, you have to say, what is it that I am supposed to learn from this? What am I supposed to? Because see, what happened is, when we get into these relationships, it's not that people got their own issues. And so what we do, we take the way they treat us, and it is personally, but we hold on to it. He rejected me, or she rejected me. The point is, what is it that I am supposed to learn from that? What is it that? So I just believe this, that as I go through life and I encounter people and I'm willing to learn what it is that I'm supposed to learn from the relationship, this is preparation for the real thing. That's just me now. Where I am now, there is this time I'm not shutting down. This time I'm not shutting the doors. This time I'm open to hear what God has said to me concerning, okay, he rejected you, how you gonna deal with that? She rejected you, how you gonna deal with that? Are you gonna take it to heart and shut down, or are you gonna say, okay, now I know how rejection feel, that type of rejection feel. I'm not gonna allow fear to overtake me. Okay, so when the next person comes along, what I used to do when I felt rejected and the person started talking to me, I'm like, I'm not dealing with you, because all of y'all, see, that's where we go. All of y'all the same. All you want is sex. All you want is the key. All you want is, what you bring to the table. So it got to be about material things, what he got, what he don't have. Let me tell you something. If you base the relationship on what a person has in terms of material things, you really, 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 really in trouble. Because see, what love does, love, love covers over all of that. You know, I hear women tell the story, when I met him, he didn't have nothing. I hear women talk about this all the time. When I met her, what about you? You coming broke, don't even have a GED. You coming broke, not bringing nothing but a little piece of job to the table. What about you? What about you? Females I'm talking to. So you look at what you got. You look at what he got. Then you look at what we can have together. Not, he got to bring all this stuff to the table. And what are you bringing? Student loan debt. What are you bringing? Credit card debt. What are you bringing? A raggedy car. What are you bringing? Living in an apartment. So what are you talking about? He got to have this and he got to have that. I've heard women, and I've seen it even with my mother and my father. I know they struggle. But they end up, purchasing a home, 4-bedroom home, So what do you got? Let love overtake you. Let love bring that balance in your life. Don't be counting up the material things, because love covers over a multitude of faults. You end up, you got your degree and you got your house and you sitting over there by yourself because you tripping. You tripping because he ain't got this and he ain't got that. Listen to the voice of God. You don't know what God has for you. You don't know what God is trying to say to you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. I understand all of that. But when you led by God, I'm not saying you go and just pick up anybody. I'm not saying do that. But listen to the heart. Listen to your heart. It is the heart of the matter. And so, as we continue to walk through this journey on love and overcome fear, because, what fear does, fear comes to torment you. It comes to keep you from walking in your purpose and destiny. It comes to keep you from having the person that you love, because you care about what your mama's saying, what your dad is saying. You care about all that craziness, what your friend is going to say. And every night you long for this person because of what? Because you miss them and you want to be a part of their life, but you concerned about what your crazy family has to say. I'm just saying, do like Peter. Peter, God, Peter was dealing in fear. He saw Jesus walking on the water, and he said, he asked Jesus, bid me to come. Jesus said, come. Step out of the boat. I'm just using that analysis. Step out of the boat. Grab your life. Grab hold of your life and live the best life that you can live. Because first of all, your family don't even know the person that you're dealing with. Your family don't even, as a matter of fact, our family on the average don't even know you as an adult. They still see you as their brother that they were growing up with, or their sister that they were growing up with, or their child. Just like I said to you all about my children. My children, all of them are grown. But once they got grown and got married, I never had anything to say about their relationships. If they didn't say, if all the time I got into their relationship is when they invited me in. Because you gotta live with whoever you choose to live with. If they invite me in, then I gotta, you ask me for my opinion. But other than that, I have nothing to say. And so, anytime we're in a relationship, we must maintain integrity. Anytime, we start dealing with people, we got to understand, remember the person that you deal with, they got feelings too. But, we talked about having self-love, but not selfish love. That selfish love that make you mistreat people. Mistreat, you not even considering the other person's feelings. You just want what you want and do what you want. You reject them and you cause them pain without even considering, their emotions concerning that. And so, love is basically self-giving and sacrificial. it seeks the good of the other person. That's what love is. That's what God did. He gave Jesus, and Jesus gave his life, that we all may have a right to truth. So when we take on the image of Christ, what would Jesus do? That was a campaign at one time. What would Jesus do? I know we're not Jesus, but we walking in his image. Learn to treat people right. Learn to be fair with yourself. See, when you be fair with yourself, then you can be fair with the other person. In 1 John 4:7-12, it says, "Dear friend, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. This is how God showed his love among us. He sent his one and only Son into the world that we might have life through him. This is love, not that we loved God, but that he loved us and sent his Son as an atoning sacrifice for our sin. Dear friends, since God so loved us, we also ought to love one another. No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us and his love is made complete in us." Now he's talking about universal love. So when he talks about the commandment, he said that the first commandment was that we love him with all our heart, minds, and soul. And the second one was like that we love one another. Love our neighbor as we love ourselves. You really need to stop and ask yourself, how am I loving myself? How am I loving myself? So if you're not loving yourself, and when I say, okay, this is how you know you love yourself. When you able to stand in integrity, when you able to say no to what you know is wrong, and say yes to things that are right. When you know when you don't judge and criticize, and don't be a people pleaser. This is how you know you love yourself. You're able to say, well, I'm sorry. I really don't agree with that. And I'm sorry, this. I know I've been a people pleaser. I know that I had issues with what people thought of me. I know that I had issues. I knew I had problems, with self-love. But now I'm learning to love myself unconditionally. And so as we progress, take your power back. The power to be who you are. Take your power back. Because see, when you learn to love yourself, you draw people to you. You draw that positive energy to you. Hear what I'm saying? This journey has taken me down such a powerful road. Oh my God, if you all could just be with me as I interact with people who've been together, plenty of them, who's understanding how love covers over a multitude of fault, how they dealt with rejection. I talk to people because I want to understand this thing. I want to understand what love is. I want to understand how to love myself and therefore love other people the way that we were intended to. So I thank you all again for listening. I thank you so much for sharing this video. And so remember that God is love. God is love. Love comes from God. So all this stuff that we call love is not love. I can't understand how a person say they love you and cuss you out, and they say that, and then with the same breath that they cuss you out, they say, well, I love you. And then I've heard people say stuff like, well, nobody make you do anything. You choose to do what you do. And so I thank you all again. I can go on and on, but I thank you all again for, coming and again and listen to this video. And remember, God loves you. As you start finish this week and move into the weekend, make it your business. not to be mean to your children. Don't say cruel things to your little ones. Help them to be the best that they can be. Don't say mean and cruel things, to the people that you encounter. One day this week, I think it was one day last week, this lady came in and she said some mean things to me and then used the name of Jesus. She said it all in the name of Jesus. And I told her, I said, don't do that. Don't say that. How and I'm saying to myself, how dare you assault me verbally and do it all in the name of Jesus? And so anyway, love people this weekend. Love yourself. Spend some time getting to know who you are. And so I thank you, and I see you on next week. Bye.